you get travel and work permit and my lawyer gives the green light to travel, will they stop you when you re-enter? And if they do, can my lawyer contest the reason for preventing me to re-enter the US? So what we tell our clients when they're applying for a VAWA is we tell them to hold off on travel until they get their green card. And we, of course, sometimes there's an emergency, but what we've seen sometimes when people are returning, when they have a green card and advanced parole through something like VAWA, they leave the country. When they're coming back in, we've had consultations with people that have gotten questioned at the border about their VAWA case, and they're not prepared for that. They don't have their lawyer with them there. So they're just, sometimes they've been on a really long flight and they're coming back to the US and they're not sharp and they can't remember all the dates exactly. So they end up saying things that might be inconsistent with the application that's submitted. And that can happen. I think it can happen, especially when you're exhausted and it's hard to remember the exact dates in certain situations. And you're getting questioned on VAWA and you're not prepared to be talking to the government about your case. So what happened in one of the consultations that I had is the person came in, they traveled on VAWA, they had a strong VAWA case, they traveled on the advanced parole from their green card that was attached to the VAWA application. They came in, they were questioned, they didn't, I wasn't there, we weren't representing them at the time, this was before they reached out to us, and they said a bunch of things, and then ultimately what they said was used against them in their VAWA case. So, and the VAWA was ultimately denied. So we don't want that to happen. So what I would say is don't travel, stay put, fly domestic if you can, because you don't want to jeopardize a case that is currently pending after working so hard, after going through everything that you have gone through. I would say, stick to it. Don't jeopardize the case if you can kind of hold off on traveling. Okay. Excuse me. I hope that is helpful to you, Glam. I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but I want to be straightforward. There are some risks associated, at least in my opinion, with traveling. But on the other hand, I should also know we have had many clients that travel on VAWA that have no problem at all when they enter. So that is still something that could happen. In my opinion, why take the risk if you don't absolutely have to do that?